Hey there guys, what's up and welcome back to our channel. Air Force One is the call signal used for the aircraft that carries the president. That particular aircraft has changed over the years. It's always existed at the forefront of technology and defense. This flying fortress is the safest place in the sky, but it's also home to many mysteries. Let's talk about the hidden features of Air Force One. Number 5. Built to survive. Air Force One is the most exclusive vehicle on Earth. The plane is completely off limits to just about everybody. Even visiting politicians are not allowed in some parts of the plane, and the Air Force One is careful to conceal specific details of the craft's layout, including its advanced avionics and defenses. The onboard electronics are hardwired to protect against electromagnetic pulse, and Air Force One is equipped with advanced secure communications equipment, allowing the aircraft to function as a mobile command center in the event of an attack on the United States. The plane even has the ability to withstand an indirect nuclear blast. It's insulated from radiation and has a full hazmat team ready to jump into action. The body of the plane itself can withstand a nuclear blast from the ground. There are weapons hidden all over the plane, in addition to countermeasure defense systems to jam radio and flares embedded in the wings to confuse enemy missiles. While any regular plane will be vulnerable to attack while in flight, but attacking the Air Force One would be anything else but futile.
Seat, so you can be my co-pilot today.
All right. What's the most challenging place you've had to land?
Afghanistan is the most...
Number 4. Cost. It shouldn't come as a surprise that this highly technical aircraft is expensive to operate. The United States spared no expense when it comes to protecting the president. Under President Obama, Air Force One costs a massive $56,000 an hour to operate. The plane had a few faults though, including famously spotty Wi-Fi. Allegedly, Obama learned about major policy decisions hours after the average American on a few instances because he couldn't connect his trusty BlackBerry to the wireless internet. Under President Obama, the cost of operation has risen immensely. The Air Force reported that the operating cost for each VC-25A in 2018 was $210,877 an hour. This totals roughly $100 million a year. Presidential travel is a highly complex logistical operation involving hundreds of people, dozens of vehicles, and a fleet of aircraft. As a result, it's easy to see how the bill can skyrocket very quickly, and this isn't even calculating the cost of the planes themselves. Each VC-25A costs approximately $325 million. Though this is a tiny fraction of the overall defense budget, it's a serious chunk of change for most people. In 2016, the newly elected President Donald Trump publicly complained about the high cost of the replacement program, which he stated was over $4 billion. Boeing is building a brand new 747 Air Force One for future presidents, but the costs are out of control, more than $4 billion. Trump said in a tweet, "Cancel order," but in the end, the order couldn't get canceled. However, Trump met up with Boeing CEO Dennis Muilenburg in an effort to reduce those costs. Number 3. Replaced in 2024. It takes an incredibly long time to manufacture these flying fortresses. Boeing received an order for new VC-25Bs, but they will not be available until 2024. Apparently, the technical manuals for flying the plane will cost $84 million all by themselves, and the total cost will be closer to $5.3 billion, including testing and construction. The basic reason for updating them is that the existing fleet of planes is just getting old. Switching over to newer planes provides the obvious benefits that come with a modern aircraft. More efficient engines, better reliability, and there's also the chance to install new defense and communications equipment, according to Todd Harrison, the director of the Aerospace Security Project at the Center for Strategic and International Studies. Boeing won't be building the new Air Force Ones from scratch, and in fact, the Air Force will technically buy the aircraft secondhand. As part of the cost-saving efforts, Boeing sold the government two 747-8i aircraft that were built and intended to be delivered to a now-defunct Russian airline. Transaero, a Boeing spokesperson, confirmed to CNN. Number 2. Presidential evacuation procedure. Air Force One has always been founded on security, but after the tragedy of 9/11, it developed even more extreme defense mechanisms. In case the president is ever in imminent danger, they have several tricks up their sleeves to keep them safe. The first feature came into play on 9/11 when President George W. Bush evacuated from Sarasota, Florida. The plane took off at an unbelievably steep angle, as witnesses said they couldn't believe their eyes. This was a feature designed to minimize exposure to missiles. Though Air Force One doesn't always use these evacuation procedures, they're available to use anytime. It wouldn't be very presidential to stop and refuel en route to a major diplomatic meeting. So Air Force One is equipped with highly advanced mechanics that allow the plane to be refueled while it's still flying. The staff is highly trained in this process, and when needed, a fuel plane docks beside Air Force One and replenishes the tank. The planes have a range of more than 8,000 miles, meaning that it doesn't need to use this feature often, but when it's running on empty, it's highly beneficial. This equates to an unlimited travel range. In the event of a nuclear incident, the plane could remain aloft indefinitely in order to preserve any diplomats on board. This system has never been tested under hostile situations, but the Air Force is confident that it would fare well, and the system requires a ton of fuel. In fact, a single plane carries 53,000 gallons of fuel. Oddly, the new models are being constructed without the in-flight fueling feature. This has puzzled most experts, but until the White House shares any details regarding their phasing out in-flight refueling, the public can only speculate. Many in Congress are especially skeptic for the decision. Number 1. 3-floor. Many people picture a traditional passenger plane when they imagine Air Force One, but the truth is, this plane is absolutely massive with 3 floors and 40,000 square feet of space. To tell you the truth, Air Force One can feel like a flying mansion. The crew prepares meals in 2 fully equipped galleys. They store a large amount of food in freezers in the lower sections of the plane. The crew is equipped to feed about 100 people at the time, and the storage area holds as many as 2,000 meals and weighs 377,000 kilograms when it's fully loaded for a long-range flight and is capable of flying halfway around the world. Air Force One has a conference room, dining room, an oval room, a bedroom, and a bathroom for the president, as well as offices for senior staff members. The Air Force One might not look it, but it's actually quite massive and extravagant from the inside. So do give us your thoughts regarding the Air Force One's features in the comments section below, and while you're doing that, do remember to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you want more videos like this in the future. And with that, I'll be catching you guys later in another video. Bye now.